So for the Nintendo Switch owners who are not in Canada, let me ask you a question. Would you pay over $80 for a Nintendo Switch game? Personally, I don't live in Canada, I live in the US, and I would not pay over $80 for a Nintendo Switch game, but that's what some players might have to do if Nintendo does increase their Nintendo Switch prices. I feel like in that last video that I did, I missed a lot of points that you guys pointed out in the comment section below, like inflation, who it affects in different countries, and the prices that they have to pay other than the people in the US. And some of you guys had some other good ideas to kind of mitigate the crappiness that it would be if they increased the prices of Nintendo Switch games, so I just want to go more in depth on that topic in this video. So if you guys haven't heard yet, Skyrim the Anniversary Edition is $70 on the Nintendo Switch for the digital only version. Now this may be small on its own, but as we know, a lot of times when companies see that something works, they're going to do more of it. I mean, why wouldn't you? If something is working, you're going to do more of that. And I think that is the danger here. Just because Nintendo isn't raising their prices to $70 now, they may look at the Anniversary Edition or other games, or eventually more companies will start to do $70 and they might increase the prices. Now the first topic that I missed in the first video is inflation. Of course inflation is happening right now and things are costing more, not just video games, cars, houses, there's food that costs a lot more. I mean, usually I buy french fries when I have a little bit of junk food and it costs $2 more now. It's affecting everything across the board, so things are going to cost more. So that is one reason why Nintendo would switch it to $70. Now that is something that's out of our control. Even if we don't like the $70 price increase, not $70, $10 price increase to $70, we don't really have a choice here. It's inflation. We have no control over that. And that's something I missed in my last video, or I didn't really think about, and that's something I want to mention in today's video as well. I think Nintendo will eventually bring the games up to $70. I think that's just the future that we're going to have to accept. Now we can voice our complaints and we can voice our opinions on that, and hopefully something will happen with that, but I think I have just this feeling that it's going to go up to 70. The side effect of this is that people in Canada specifically that I know of, I know other places that games cost more, but in Canada I saw a lot of comments mentioning that games are already 80. Some games are 70, so the fact that they cost so much, they're probably going to be paying even more than that. I mean, I live in the US and I would just hate to pay 70, 80, 90, or 100 for any Nintendo Switch game, or really any game. I have a PS5 and a PC and a I was about to say PS5 again, Nintendo Switch. And the fact that there are a lot of people commenting that, yeah, I live in Canada and I already have to pay a lot, and now I could potentially down the road have to pay even more, it really sucks. And it really makes me wonder, do we really have to pay $70 for these Nintendo Switch games? Is there something that the devs can do to mitigate the cost of making the game while still putting out the same quality? I think there's a conversation that you could have that some devs go beyond what they necessarily need to do for these games. You can say the same thing about movies. A lot of times movies spend more money on movies than they really need to. So I think it's that cost of production of these games that I think really needs to be talked about, in my opinion. Now, I don't know anything about game development. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that part of this conversation. Maybe it does cost a lot of money and maybe they are losing money, or maybe they're not getting money. Again, I don't know. I'm not a developer. I don't work for Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony. But I mean, some of these franchises make a lot of money and some of these companies are extremely big, so I would hope that they are making their money back and there are some ways that they can mitigate the cost so that the games just don't cost that much. I mean, heck, who knows? Maybe they don't even have to price it at 70. Maybe they are just trying to get more money out of us. Because you gotta think, not every single game is gonna cost the same exact price, so pricing everything so high at the same price, around $70, sometimes $60, it makes you wonder if they can price it lower and still gain more money and make that money back. And the reason why I bring up production of the Nintendo Switch games and just games in general is that apparently on Steam, this is a free upgrade. And that's digital, right? So naturally you would think that they would be charging more for that. You'd be charging $10 for that free upgrade. So why on the Nintendo Switch do people have to pay $70? You can't even say it's because it's an anniversary edition. No. It's probably pretty clear now, and it should have been clear before, I guess, to myself, that this is just, they want more money. I really think that's what's just going on here on this game specifically. Now again, Nintendo Switch games are not 70 yet, they're still 60. Some are 50, and depending on what games, some are 40, so it's not all bad yet. Now one thing that one of the commenters brought up is actually a really good idea, is how can we mitigate the, I guess, crappiness of a $70 Nintendo Switch game and $70 games in general? Well, Well, one thing that he said is maybe they should include a trial version. I think one thing that a lot of people don't understand who say it's just inflation or just suck it up or you're too poor or some stupid thing like that. I don't want to call it stupid, not stupid, but you guys know what I mean. It's that a lot of people don't have a lot of money to be buying games constantly. They have other things to pay for, like bills and food, and some people have children, so that's really expensive. Other people have car bills and so on, and medical bills, and just a lot of stuff in life that costs money. So sometimes people can only buy maybe one game a month, sometimes only one game every 2 months, or maybe not even that. Another aspect is maybe you're a kid and maybe your parents only buy you one game once in a while. I mean, when I was a kid, my parents didn't really buy me any games. I had to wait for Christmas or my birthday, or I had to sell my games that I got for Christmas and my birthday to trade them into GameStop to buy new games. There's a lot of side and factors to it, so it would be great to be able to have a trial version, like the guy said in the comment section, to play these games so you know if they're good or not. Because when you're playing these games and you're spending $70, which is just $30 away from $100, you add in tax and it's over $75, or no, just under $75 where I am anyways, then you're spending close to $100. And for people who are in Canada and other places with higher taxes, or they have higher prices for their Nintendo Switch games and just games in general, they're paying even more. So to have a trial version to try out that game, I think that should be not a law, but I think it should be standard. That way you can try the game out and see at least if you like the beginning of the game, and then if you like it, then you can buy it. I just thought that was a really good idea that the commenter put down. Now, a couple comments brought up that Chrono Trigger back in, I think it was like the 1980s or something, I forgot the year, that it cost $80 when it first came out, and I think that's not really a good argument for today's inflation or today's prices or the possible increase to $70. And the reason why I say that is that that's one exception. The rest of the games and most of the games didn't cost $80 back then. That's like saying because the Skyrim Anniversary Edition cost $70, every single other game should cost $70 and we shouldn't complain when it increases to $70, or heck, increase it to $80 across the board. And of course other places would cost more than that. The Anniversary Edition costs $70. Why not just increase all the digital games up to $70 as well? Across the board, no matter what it is, even indie games. Even those games that really are not that detailed, even the junk games that you find on the Nintendo Switch eShop, all $70, all digital. Older games too, why not bring those back up to $70 too? You see what I mean? Personally, I don't think that's a really good solid argument for increase in prices for Nintendo Switch games and other games on the PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC and so on. I could be wrong, maybe that's wrong, maybe you think it's wrong, tell me in the comment section if you disagree with me, but I just think that's not really a solid argument. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to talk more about that topic, go more in depth, add a little bit more to the conversation, and just talk about stuff that you guys mentioned in the comment section below that I completely forgot about and didn't talk about in the first video. Now, if you're wondering why these videos don't really have a lot of editing and it's just my voice behind gameplay, I'm actually working on the Mario 1993 video. It's going to be like a huge animation. I'm going to create a new character, and the scenes from the movie are going to be animated like Paper Mario, so I'm working on that. You're seeing the first sheet for Mario on it right now, and it looks really good, so I'm really excited for that. So that's why some of these videos are just going to be my voice behind gameplay rather than all the cool editing, got tongue twisted right there, editing that you usually see on the channel. That's going to come back eventually, but I want to focus on this video, get that out, and see how it does, and see how that affects the future of the channel, because usually animation does really well on YouTube, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, like the past 2 years, so I'm going to focus on that for this month. But don't get me wrong, I'm still going to cover all the topics. The side effect of this is that we're going to be covering a lot of news and other topics on this channel as well, so more content for you guys. It's just not going to have all the good editing as much as, say, last month or the month before. But yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video, which actually might be today. Actually, it will be today. I'm going to do a video on the Mario trailer. Hopefully I don't get a copyright on that. We know how movies, if you're still like a movie subscriber from when I used to do movie reviews, you guys know that I used to get a lot of copyrights on my movie reviews, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll see you guys in the next video.